Hello and welcome to the first episode of this Everton podcast. We're yet to actually come up with a name for it, but my name's Alex and this is Ethan, and
Well,
we're going to talk about the Everton Leicester game, which finished just a couple of hours ago. So, what did you make of the start of the game, Ethan?
well, at the start, I thought we were good. Like, when we scored the first two, we absolutely hammered them. Picked their goal. They had a few crosses, but we dealt with them. But as soon as that second goal went in, we were on the back foot for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I'd say cruising at first, definitely. Or Anthony Gordon looked very, very sharp, especially in that first half. And of course, he struggled against Liverpool. I think struggled to get into a game where we were kind of on the back foot for the whole time. But when it looks like when we're in a confident attacking sort of mood, that he can have a big hand and stuff. And I thought his assist for that first goal was good.
It reminds me of Barkley.
Well, let's hope he turns out a bit better than Barkley. But, and then, of course, a penalty, which, of course, we're not used to having.
38 games.
38 games. It was odd because, of course, the stat emerged on Twitter this morning, and everyone
Like it was scripted.
Yeah, it was almost as if they knew it would happen. But even so, even when we do get a penalty, I can't believe how long it took. Like, well, how long? I think they said the decision took nearly 3 minutes to make.
Yeah. I don't trust Sigurdsson on them at all.
I thought it was a dreadful penalty. People were saying, "Oh, it was really cool. I shouldn't have been nervous."
Yeah.
I was like, "What?"
If Schmeichel just stayed still,
Do you remember the semi-final penalty shootout against United?
Yeah,
Berbatov. Berbatov, yeah, it was like one of them. Yeah, like they look kind of cool when they go in, but if Schmeichel had saved that, Twitter would have gone absolutely insane on him. So fortunately, he scored that, and then I think they mentioned it on the commentary, but I think the game-changing moment was probably during the first half. I thought when they had the drinks break, and of course it's a controversial thing for managers to be able to gather their players in a group like that and give them almost like a team talk, almost like a half time. So it's like the game's in quarters now. So I don't know what you made of that.
Both managers just put out a completely different team, it looked like to me. As soon as they had that team sorted, the players just switch roles.
Well, yeah, just
yeah,
completely different
we
incentive.
were on the back foot then.
But of course, it was more in the second half where Leicester were starting to launch a serious threat. I think the substitution of James Maddison in particular. I think he really started to change the game.
He was injured as well, wasn't he? He was injured.
I think he was. I think they said something about that.
Yeah, I don't think he was supposed to play. But
he looked fit to me.
If he started, they would have won that game.
He may very, very, very well have done. I think he had some strings. I think it might have been more the surprise element because I don't think they really had much of a creative spark in that first half. And then suddenly a player like him comes up and he can just pull all the strings. And I think definitely for a while we were really on the back foot with him. And of course they get a goal back just a few minutes into the second half. So
from that point on, I was set
I
on
think
us
we all.
losing that game.
I think
I was
everyone.
set on us losing it.
We all had the same thought in our head. Like, oh, here we go. We've had a good run, good first
Newcastle
start.
again.
Yeah, another Newcastle, probably even worse. I don't think many of us would have been surprised if we'd managed to throw the game away completely and lose it. But fortunately, we held on, and I think a large part of that has to go down to the substitutions from Ancelotti.
Mina was brilliant.
Yeah.
Him, Holgate, and Keane all played out of their skin today.
Yeah, I think Keane has to get a special mention because, of course, Holgate and Mina to an extent were good before the break, but Keane's been struggling for form for a while, and I'll be the first to admit I've been extremely critical of him in the past. But since this break, especially against Norwich and in this game,
it's like when he's had a kid. Now he's had a kid. He's ridiculous.
Confidence skyrocketing, and he seemed in control today. Like I don't know. People say it's a return to his form from last season. I'm still torn on how good he was last season.
I don't think he had form last season.
I think
at all.
I think he had a better partner with him than Zuma than he does with Mina or Holgate. I think, and I think
Yeah.
being next to a centre back like Zuma probably like made him seem a bit better than he was. But I think since the break, he seems like the more controlling centre back, and it seems like how it should, how he's like Holgate's mentor almost in that
The
central
problem I
defensive
have
midfield.
now is that we've been linked with a centre back for ages, and I don't think we need one anymore.
I do still think
Remember
we
that?
need one because
Why?
you've
Why?
got to think about injuries.
Yeah, but we've got 3 and that Brantthwaite as well.
I'm not
He
sure.
can come in.
I don't
He's
think
the last
Bramwaite's
resort.
anywhere near first team
If he's the
ready.
last resort.
And while we're picking up Keane a lot right now, I'm still not entirely convinced he's good enough to be a first choice, and I don't think Mina is as well. I think Holgate's
Holgate's
proved
solid,
himself a
yeah.
lot. Holgate, I think
But
in the same way as Keane, you get a top centre back next to him, and I think he's
yeah,
solid a lot.
like Thiago Silva we've been linked with.
Yeah.
If them two are, even if it's just for 2 seasons, then Holgate can become Thiago Silva
I'm not, I'm
in
not
a form.
entirely sure if Thiago Silva's the right thing. I don't know. It's a tricky one just because very old. You're getting 2 years out of him max, I think, and he will be on extortionate wages. He'll probably be the highest paid player ever at the club. And I don't know. There's this lad. What's that lad from? Is it from Lille? The Gabriel centre back.
Gabriel.
I'd rather take a punt on someone like him. I think. Like,
And that's Debo as well. We've been linked with him on.
again, Tebow's another young one, isn't it? It seems like
Yeah.
it's from Barcelona. It just might be a Yerry Mina again. I want someone more commanding than Yerry Mina. I think. Well, I think more of a leader. I don't think we really have a leader in that central defence.
Yeah.
I think Holgate's got the potential, 100%, but I don't think he's quite there yet. But like you said, having a mentor next to him.
Yeah, need a
Yeah,
solid
maybe a Thiago Silva that's a bit younger and on a bit less money is basically the solution. If you can find one of them.
Yeah, but there's no Thiago Silva out there other than that one.
Well, yeah, obviously not a carbon copy, but a similar mould. So yeah, we've said about Keane. We briefly touched on Gordon, but we'll talk a bit more about him. I thought
Should we talk about the other Keane? Because I'm worried for him.
you're worried for Moyes Gating.
Yeah, he needs more minutes, I think.
I don't think today was the game for him, in fairness. And I think
Yeah, but
there
why
were
would
people
you-
questioning, especially when Richarlison came off. I think people,
No, it was Bernard for me. Why did he bring up Bernard and not Keane?
because I think we wanted a more defensive-minded. Keane's a centre forward. Bernard tracks back a lot more because he's a winger.
Bernard's not it for me, to be honest. I don't like him. I've got no confidence.
Well,
in him.
I'm almost certain he's going to get sold this summer. So it looks like you're in luck
I
there.
hope so.
It's a weird feeling to be missing Theo Walcott, but I genuinely do. I think since Ancelotti's came in, I think Walcott's been very solid. The game he got injured against, and if you remember, it was against Crystal Palace. I was at that game actually. I don't go to that many games, but I was at that one, and
Charlison's the goal, yeah.
he got that one, and he got the assist for Bernard at the start. And I don't think people talk about the Richarlison goal enough. I don't think that goal's talked about enough. I thought that was phenomenal. It's a brilliant cross, and it's a really good finish for Bernard. But Walcott was absolutely like in control of that game. He was like teasing the Palace defence, and then he got injured, and it was a shame because he'd been in really good form recently. So they were saying on the commentary that he might be back before the end of the season, but.
Who's he going to replace? Gordon or Iwobi? They've both been brilliant the last games.
I'm not sure how much I've rated Iwobi today. I think he struggled a bit more. Norwich, he was very good, but
what I think we should like. It's hard to implement because
exactly he doesn't fit our style. That's the thing. I really like that. But
he's good in there. He's good at the Sigurdsson role, central attacking midfielder.
Yeah,
but we can't implement that.
We don't have a central attacking midfielder anymore. That's the thing. I think Marcus Silva missed a trick, but I don't think he played Iwobi enough. I don't think he played him in the right position. He wanted to persevere with Sigurdsson instead, which I think was a mistake. And you never know. I mean, hindsight's a fun thing, but it might have saved his job. So That's of course a question that
Well,
cannot
for
be
me,
answered.
the Norwich game was the final straw for me. As soon as he lost that,
Oh yeah, yeah.
I knew his days were numbered.
Andre Gomez. I think we've got to talk about him, haven't we? I don't
Brilliant
know.
last season. Absolutely brilliant last season.
But was he though? That's the thing. I think
Well,
people when he first few games, I remember thinking, "What have we signed here? How on earth have we tricked Barcelona into letting us have this lad?" He was just. I've never seen a player like it. He was just, at least for us, especially.
so
Like,
effortless as well, yeah.
and yeah, he made everything look easy. And if we gave the ball to him, we knew we'd keep it. Like I've never had so much confidence in one of our players being on the ball. Just thinking like, if he gets the ball, he'll give it to one of our players, like 100%.
But it's, ever since that ankle injury, he's not been the same, has he?
Oh, he
Really? He's
hasn't
not
had
been the
enough
same
games
player.
back.
Yeah, but
He
he's
hasn't.
not been the same player at all.
He hasn't. But I'm not sure how good he was. He's really been at all since then. Since those first few weeks at the club, when we got into that rough patch last season, I think he suffered the most, and I think we noticed it the most. And
Yeah.
he seems to be one that filters along with the team when it should really be the other way around. I think he's that type of player. He's the type of player that we need, I think, that can control the game almost on his own. I think we need a better version of him, kind of like an anchor man
I
that
think he'd
pulls
be
all the
good, but
strings.
if we had a good central midfielder next to him, like
Yeah.
last season, you said he was good because he had Idrissa Gueye. He was amazing.
It almost like a Madison, like we touched on earlier, I think. Just someone that can control the play, take it out for the defence, and find a good pass and just like pull the strings in the midfield. A
Tielemans,
better version of that.
Didi, they've got loads of them.
And yeah, so it remains to be seen with them. And Charlison, shame about when he went off because Leicester
Hope it's
still
not serious.
definitely the best game since he's been back. For Liverpool, he looked our sharpest, but it wasn't really that type of game for him because obviously we were so far behind it. I think Norwich, he actually really struggled. I remember thinking during the game he looked low on fitness. Don't know if he was struggling because of the heat or what, but he just could not get into that game. But today,
He's Brazilian. Was he struggling because of the heat?
it doesn't make any sense. But today he was everywhere. And like he scored the goal early on, got into the right place. He almost scored an identical shot about like 20 minutes later with Vinny.
Yeah, it was poor though, that finish.
Yeah,
Poor.
but
Scuffed it. It's one of those.
Just one of them ones, isn't it? But it was more he's chasing back. I think I saw a few times. I remember a good tackle.
Does that every game? Does that every game?
Yeah, that's the
just
thing.
No one notices it.
Runs his socks off every single game.
And Calvert-Lewin does as well.
Calvert-Lewin, yeah. Calvert-Lewin, of course, plays a lot more forward. He chases the defender as well. So Charleston will chase anyone. Like he'll run all the way back if he has to. Like so, that's just a essential type of player. So who would you give man of the match to in this game? Do you think?
It's between Keane and Gordon. Both brilliant.
I think
I'd probably give it to Gordon.
I was going to say Keane.
See,
I see you've got reasons for both because
imagine how hard it would be. 18. How old is he? 18.
I think he's
Gordon.
19 now.
19.
I think he's 19.
Coming in for your second Premier League start against Leicester, and you absolutely play a blinder.
Looked like he'd been playing in the team for months.
Yeah, he looked like Pino. He reminded me of Pino.
I think we'd all love him to be another Pino. Just one more quick performance we have to mention that I forgot. Jordan Pickford. I don't know. What even happened today?
He just had a 20-minute blip, I think.
Well, I think he was quite quiet for the rest of it. I'm not sure how many shots.
In the first half, he made a few good saves, I think.
Like all the good chances I remember them having, they blazed over the bar. So I'm actually not sure how many saves he made.
Well, I remember them having one in the first half from a free kick. He got out quickly, so that he could save. He had 20 minutes where he was just shocking.
Yeah,
a goal line clearance to Keane, no communication at all.
That was essentially bad ball. It wasn't really communication because he was just going to block it, but he missed it. Went underneath him, which he's done quite a few times recently. I remember
that Crystal Palace game.
Oh yeah, Palace one was the worst. Yeah, that was bad. But I don't know. I think people get on his back a lot on Twitter. He seems to be one of the
He seems like the main
scapegoats.
target, yeah.
Yeah, like a Davis and a Calvert-Lewin at first, and that's what I mean. These players can prove people wrong, and
Davis hasn't.
I know you're Davis's harshest critic, but I think he's still got time to prove people wrong. And
Am I wrong though? He's been awful
I don't
the
think
whole season.
I don't think he's shown enough. But I don't know. There was a time this season where I thought he was in good form, but I mean, he's never really been given a long enough run in the team, I think, to really prove himself. And
Right.
I really don't know. He's still only 22. He turned 22 yesterday, I think. So
I remember the first season he had when he scored that goal against City.
Mhm.
I thought he had something identical to that today, didn't he? I thought he was going to do it again when he chopped inside and Ndidi and Barnes. I think it might be.
I'm not sure if I remember that. But...
No, he chopped inside and just gave the ball away. Poor.
But yeah, it remains to be seen. But yeah, I think we'll leave it at that. Unless there's anything else you want to mention.
Just Carlo Ancelotti's lovely.
Yeah, Carlo Ancelotti's great, and
he's just amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe him.
I was just thinking during that game, like, during the good part early in the first half, it's like we're looking good at it, and yet this team is absolutely nowhere near complete. None of these are his players. Like, I think
none of them. Literally,
all I can think of, like, if we have a good summer where we get a few good players in, all part of the Ancelotti and Brand's plan.
Five or six go out.
And yeah, of course, he gave the interview as well, saying, like, I want to be challenging for the title in the next 2 years. He seems so invested in the project. He seems to know exactly what he wants. And
Mashiri must have offered him cash to spend in the summer, though.
Yeah, and yeah, I think he must have. So, and you just think once this becomes more his team, if we're not going to get anywhere now, we're never going to get anywhere again.
I can see it in a few years that we're going to get on his back, and we're never going to find a better manager than this.
Oh, no chance. I just how long has he been here now? What 7? It'll be 7 months by the end of July, and I still can't believe he's our manager. I still can't believe. I refused when all the rumours were becoming stronger and stronger. I refused to believe it until we saw it announced on the Twitter when we were going to the Arsenal game. It's just like, wow, we have actually.
Even that game, you saw the difference of the players.
Yeah,
like the positivity about them. Like under Marco Silva, they were like, oh, heads down, defensive, pass it back, sideways. Ancelotti, they're pushing forward, bursting out. They want to impress him, like Sigurdsson, like we said before. Sigurdsson, he wants to impress Ancelotti. He wants to stay at the club and fight because he knows Ancelotti is going to get the best out of him.
Well, let's hope he gets the best out of everyone. So, yeah, we'll leave it at that. That is the first episode of this Everton podcast. We'll come up with a name soon. And we'll probably do the next one for after the Spurs game. Right, see you later.